Welcome back to Chasing News. I'm Bill Spadea. If you're a Yankees fan, you probably already know it. They've got a new skipper. Aaron Boone is set to take the helm in 2018. Sports reporter George Falkowski will have all the details in a little bit. But first, we want to check in with our own Allison Gormley, who's got the full story about what is going on at NJ Transit and this damaging, potentially damaging at least, new report out from the federal government. Where do you hear this? Allison, what do you got?
Yes, Bill, a troubling report released last week says New Jersey Transit is behind on its potentially life-saving fixes. In the past 2 years, there have been multiple derailments and even a fatal train crash. Todd Beretta, who is formerly employed by New Jersey Transit as the chief compliance officer, is considered by many as a whistleblower. He says the commuters are at risk.
Positive train control. It's there to save lives. It prevents collisions. It'll slow and stop trains.
The Federal Railroad Administration progress report that concluded in September shows New Jersey Transit still has quite the to-do list. According to the report, New Jersey Transit is behind on installing positive train control related radio towers and training employees. Their deadline for the project is December 31st, 2018. Of the 440 trains that need positive train control, only 25 are currently equipped. Positive train control automatically prevents trains from going too fast or running past stop signals. It uses GPS, wireless radio, and computers to monitor trains and automatically enforce speed limits and emergency stops. It is not clear if PTC would have prevented the 2016 fatal Hoboken crash. Nancy Snyder, who is a spokeswoman for New Jersey Transit, said in a statement, New Jersey Transit continues to have every expectation that we will meet the federal implementation deadline. Congress's original deadline for installing positive train control across the United States was 2015. Lawmakers later gave railroads a 3-year extension.
Bottom line is, if New Jersey Transit doesn't complete what they need to do, doesn't get the appropriate extensions, yes, the FRA will come in and will shut them down.
To read New Jersey Transit's full progress report, visit fra.dot.gov. For Chasing News, I'm Allison Gormley.
Thank you, Allison. All right, let's bring back our A-plus panel. Dr. Liz Henry is here, Jeanette Hoffman and Andre Richardson. Jeanette, we'll start with you. The governor takes a lot of heat for this. One of the big things is positive train control. A woman died in Hoboken. They blame sleep apnea, but the reality is that they've been on schedule with this positive train control. This accident could have been avoided.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate. I mean, this shows just how important the investment in transportation infrastructure is and what happens when we don't have it here in New Jersey. There is no dedicated revenue source for New Jersey Transit in the entire state budget, which means they just kind of hodgepodge things together.
Andre, how's it possible? I mean, fares keep going up. I remember a couple years ago, fares went up, 9 or 10%, and then they cut service.
Yeah, I mean, to date, I think fares are up 17%. But I think part of the problem is, and I actually do agree with Jeanette, they do need a dedicated stream of revenue.
Bipartisan agreement on Chasing News.
But it happens
that's what we're here for.
Yes.
Also, part of the problem is, I think, and I hate to keep bashing the governor, but I think he was a little distracted, and this wasn't a national issue for him when he was running for president. So I think he took his eye off the ball a little bit.
Well, and I think you also have to go back to how do we fund our budget? The pension system we just talked about takes up like a third of our entire state budget. It doesn't leave a lot of room for other things.
Why not privatize it? We've talked about this. I've talked about it on this show. I mean, you've got private entities coming in places like Tokyo and Hong Kong, and you know what? It works.
I think the infrastructure should be a priority. I mean, New Jersey is based on transportation, people getting to work, people coming back and forth from the tri-state area. So it should be a priority, whether it's privatization or just getting the transportation system up.
Does that happen, Jeanette, with you? I'd start with you. You have these great examples. I mean, you measure the delays in Tokyo in seconds.
I know.
Seconds.
And I think that's a good example. I'm all for privatization with appropriate safeguards to make sure that passengers are protected, but let's let the professionals do this, the transportation professionals, because we're failing at it.
$1 billion of profit coming off the train system in Hong Kong. I mean, talk about funding pensions. I don't know why we're not exploring that here.
Listen, if it can cut the costs for commuters, I'm all about it. I'm not usually on board with privatization, but this is a serious problem.
Fix it, right?
It's got to
be fixed.
Something has to be done.
All right, guys, got to leave it there. Thank you. Andre, good to see you. Jeanette, thanks. Dr. Liz, always good to see you.